Hey folks, in this video I'm going to show everyone how to make some really good seed starting mix. So to start, you want a sieve, and if you notice I have holes, I'm not sure the exact measurement, but you don't want them way too fine, and this would be good for separating tiny seeds from all the chaff with the flour, and you don't want them way too coarse. So I picked the second finest I have. Now, the reason why you want a sieve to basically get finer pieces is because if you have really large chunks and the roots just coming out the seed, if it dries out a little, it could kill them. So this way, you have very small parts to keep that from happening because they like moisture. Now, you don't want it way too moist to where they're going to shoot up and topple over because they haven't hardened. But I have a little bit of perlite here, and this, I didn't intentionally add the perlite, but that's something good for this, just smaller pieces of perlite. So what I have now, let me show you. So I have this basin, and actually I'm going to slide it over. And if you notice in it, I have larger pieces, bark, things like that. And it's just a bin where I just dump old potting soil. I reuse the potting soil. I don't throw it away because it's wasteful. And you can always add a little fertilizer if you wanted to, but it's always good to reuse it, especially because you use peat, which it takes longer to produce peat from sphagnum moss than it is to use it up. So it grows very slowly. So this is a good way to also conserve a little bit, I guess. So I basically dump it, and then I'll take it, shake it, and I'll save all the large pieces on top. And I can use this for something else if I want to. A lot of times potting soil will have bark in it, so I can save these for like other applications. But now I have more, so then we'll do it the second time, and you can dump that in a different bin if you want to. I'm not too particular because I don't have a lot of stuff I'm going to be germinating at the moment. Well, I do have a lot of seeds that I plan to plant. I usually don't grow things from seeds because with me they typically get leggy. I don't know if I overwater or what, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to be doing this year with the seed germination as well. So now you can see I have a lot of really good fine potting soil that I can use for seed starting. So here's what I have so far. Just look at this, very nice, loose, fluffy soil, perfect seed starting mix. So you don't have to buy it from stores, you just get a sieve and it will just repay you every season. So I don't plan on using the standard 10 by 20 tray this year because they're not the most practical size. I want something a little smaller. So what I did was I took a tile, and this is like leftover bathroom tile. And if you look at the bottom, I put 2 layers of 1 by 1 with a little larger hypotenuse. Sorry, I didn't calculate that. Self-adhesive craft foam on each corner. And this way, when I set it down on a surface, probably not this table, it's elevated, so there's a little airflow there. And then I bought this heat mat. Now, this one came to get a smaller size. I had to look at stuff for reptiles, and you have to be careful with them. I also wanted one that didn't have one of those temperature dial adjustments. Those probably can help more, but I just like to plug and forget about variety because if you think about it, if you have to adjust it, what if water gets on it? So this way, I don't have to worry about that. So this one came self-adhesive. I'm not going to bother with the self-adhesive. And you want to make sure you get one that doesn't get too hot temperature-wise. And this way, you're able to not cook your seeds, but you want some that gives it the right temperature. So I have a tub. So I'll put the heat mat down, as you can see. Put the tub And then I can put the pots in here. And this is just a cheap tub from the Dollar Tree. You can see it's used and everything. I'm not too worried about that. So I can put my seed starter mix in here and give it some good heat without burning anything because I have the tile underneath. So that's what I plan on doing. Now this one says do not use on thin plastic, but I also bought it because it talks about terrariums for it. And you want to make sure as you shop for heat mats that are adapting for it to make sure you get one that will not overcook everything. See how fluffy and light the starting mix is? It's really good, so it won't compact readily and crush the roots as well. So I have a bunch of seeds that I had purchased from Baker's Creek. I don't typically buy, although I have stuff from random people off eBay or Etsy, because those seeds I haven't had as much luck with in the past germinating versus buying packs from well-known companies. Now, another thing you want to consider is labeling them when you're potting a lot. So I have this, and I took a label maker. So you can buy cheap label makers off Amazon. And I wrote, this one's Green Globe Artichoke. So I'm going to label these pots. So this way I'll put the right seed in the right pot, and then I can always know what they are. I don't like necessarily putting a little tag in there with a label because those, like especially if they're wooden, they'll rot and things. But this is a simple way. So then you can just pick up the pot. Oh, that's what it is. Now keep in mind, if you have these in a really bright area, now this is nestled under here, these will bleach in the sun in your yard. So, as far as growing them, they're fine growing them on seeds, but this wouldn't be something permanent because it will bleach in the sun. When you look at these cells in this container, you can actually put 3 like so, or as I have them, like this. So then you could literally put 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, like you can't quite get 6 in there, but you can't get 8, but you can get 6. If you do it this way, you can also get about 6 in there. But I'm not using these for all my seeds because these small trays, they're not the most perfect things for an indoor setup when you're at home versus being in a greenhouse. Fortunately, I have a bunch of square pots I'm going to use, and I can plant other things and fit them in there. So let me go ahead and fill these pots up. They're much easier to fill up than those cells. So because there's some wasted space, I'm going to move these over to the edge and see how many I can fit in there. 4. And I like the fact that they're taller because I think these are a little too short. You want enough moisture, but you don't want it waterlogged, and it's easier to accidentally put too much water in there. So now I have more space to add more pots to. So I'm going to reuse some old pots. I'm going to dump this soil out, and as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this soil can be reused. You can always add fertilizer if you want to. I'm going to move those over. And I like the 2.5-inch size pots, but as you can see, these are the same size, but this one is smaller on the base. I kind of like the ones wider. They're a little more stable when you set them down. And then they'll allow less water in the tray so that you're not having too much water to over soak these if you accidentally overfill. This way they can dry out a little sooner. Because you don't want it fully dry, but you don't want it really waterlogged. So now we'll set these in here. I can almost put 2 by 2 but snug, and if I had more of these smaller pots, I can fit them in there. So I can put 4, 2, 2, and then not much, but this is what I have to work with, unless I actually try something else. So sometimes you have to just mix and match, but if I were to put one on each side, I'd get 8 of the larger ones versus the smaller ones, but these are nice and deeper than those. They'll be fine. So then I can do that. And I want to see, well, not that I have any others at my disposal, but I can put some smaller pots over there. I do have these, which are a little smaller, and yeah, they'll fit in there. Just trying to maximize space, and then if I have some small round ones, I can stick them in there because it's curved. But this is a good way to have your own seed starting mix and your own pots in a custom size that's better for a smaller area. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative. Thanks for watching and happy planting.